What inspired you to remake or kind of put your own twist on this show?
I've actually never had this experience before where I watched something so religiously as a kid. I was 10 or 11 and it was on Nickelodeon, and the reruns of the original series from the 70s, and I just lived for it. And then I got to college, and this was before DVDs and things like that, and you would talk to other people that you knew were fans about things, and I met Julie Plec, who in college, and this was the show we would talk about the most. And so years later, about 8 years ago, I started going after the rights, and I just kept saying to her, if I ever get the rights, and that was certainly before either of us had a show back on the CW, and it just worked out that way. We were able to get a hold of them.
So what was it about the show that drew you in so much?
I felt like I identified with it, I think, probably in the way young people identify with X-Men today. Oh, you're different, you're special, you're one of us. It's not because you're just a freak. It's because you actually are the next step in evolution. It would be a nice twist on feeling like a freak, And that was, I think, part of it. All the little kitschy elements were cool, the 3 Ts, Tim, the computer. There were a lot of things about the core of it that really excited me as a kid. And, the best part was I showed the new pilot to my niece, who's 10 now, whose age I was, and the very first thing she said at the end was, I want to be a tomorrow person. And that was exactly how I felt as a kid, And so that would be my hope more than anything.
So in 2087, maybe someone will remake the remake, and her niece, yeah.
Exactly.
So it's got...
Show it to somebody else.
Right, it's got the sci-fi element, but I have to imagine it has some kind of romantic element as well.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a, you sort of feel it, even in the pilot you see the connection between Steven and Kara. And there's already a romance between between John and Kara, and so that's the beginnings of it. There are other romances on the show as well that we evolve, but those are the beginning.
Okay. Will Robbie Amell take his shirt off as often as Stephen Amell take his shirt off?
We may have a shirt off between the two. Maybe there should be. I think people definitely stick around after watching Arrow and have a count off to just see how they compare and contrast.